So, you know, it's a pretty powerful story. And A, it's not that easy to dispense with, and B, the other thing is you dispense with it at your peril, because what I have seen as well is that the people that I've seen who've been really hurt have been hurt mostly by deceit. And that's also worth thinking about, that, you know, you get walloped by life. There's no doubt about that. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But I've thought for a long time that maybe people can handle earthquakes and cancer and even death, maybe, but they can't handle betrayal, and they can't handle deception. They can't handle having the rug pulled out from underneath them by people that they love and trust. That just does them in. You know, it makes them ill, but it hurts them, you know, psychophysiologically. It damages them. But more than that, it makes them cynical and bitter and vicious and resentful. And then they also start to act all that out in the world, and that makes it worse. So you know, the story starts, God uses the spoken truth to create being that is good. And then the cataclysm occurs. And then human beings spend untold millennia trying to sort out exactly what to do about the fact that they've become self-conscious. And, you know, by the way, we have, right? We are, in fact, self-conscious. No other animal has that distinction. Now, you'll read that chimpanzees can, for example, if you put lipstick on a chimpanzee, it's kind of a strange thing to do. Yeah. Well, I won't pursue that any further. But the chimpanzee will wipe off the lipstick if you show it a mirror. And dolphins seem to be able to recognize themselves in mirrors. And there is the glimmerings of self-conscious recognition in other animals. But to put that in the same conceptual category as human self-consciousness is, to my way of thinking, it's uninformed to say the least, but I also think that it's motivated. It's motivated by a kind of anti-humanistic underlying motivation, because our self-consciousness is so incredibly developed compared to that they're hardly in the same conceptual universe. It's like comparing the alarm cries of vervet monkeys when they see a predator to the language of human beings. It's like, yeah, there's some similarities, man. There are utterances, and there are utterances with meaning, but they're not language. And the self-consciousness of animals is proto-self-consciousness, and it's only there in a very small number of animals. And it's nothing like ours. They're not aware of the future like we are. They're not aware of their boundaries in space and time. And that's the critical thing, and most particularly time. Human beings discovered time. And when we discovered time, we discovered the end of each of our being. And that made all the difference. And that's what the story of Adam and Eve is about. So